Hey, Rent to Retires, it's Adam Schroeder here, and today we're going to talk about what's getting in your way. Alright, before we get started, I wanted to remind everybody, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notifications bell so you can be reminded of all the times that we're putting out these videos to make you the best real estate investor you can possibly be. Also, at the end of the video, click the like button, let us know that you appreciate the videos, and let other people know it's worth watching. And as always, if you have any questions that you would like us to answer or any other videos you would like us to make, enter that in the comments below and we will get to it as soon as possible. So today I want to talk about what's getting in your way. There are so many people out there who have considered investing in real estate. A whole lot more people than are actually investing in real estate. You can talk to people and say, what are you thinking? What are you doing? And they'll say, I want to invest in real estate, or I'm going to invest in real estate, but I'm not right now. I'm waiting. I'm not going to make the move right now. And so the question you start to ask yourself, and the question I constantly ask people is, what is getting in your way? Why are you not taking the step that you already think you need to do to make yourself financially free and to get your life where you want it to be? So let's go over a few of the things that people are thinking, and then we'll get to what people should actually be thinking. One of the things you hear all the time, and especially in today's environment, is people are waiting for the market to correct. Now, it's a little leery when you look at it. Yes, we have had a run-up, but there are reasons behind the run-up. Fundamentals say we should have a run-up right now, and we do. So then the question is, what exactly are you waiting for? Do you have an exact criteria of when you're going to buy? Are you going to buy 5% down, 10% down, 20% down? Is it going to be like the stock market? Are you going to wait until they declare it a recession before you actually do anything? Well, here's a hint. By the time they declare the recession, it's usually over and we're on our way back up because you're looking in the back. What you should be doing is kind of looking at it the way that you look at investing in general. And that is, does the deal make sense right now? If the deal makes sense right now, who cares what the deal's gonna, if the deal's gonna be better in the future or worse in the future by a little bit? I mean, if you think that the economy is gonna go down and your property is gonna be worth, $50, $100, $200,000 less in the future, maybe we're talking. But if we're talking about a 5-10% correction, something like that, that's not gonna impact your bottom line much if you look at all of the benefits that come with real estate investing. So the question is, what are you willing to give up to potentially be right about a downturn? Are you willing to risk all of the upside because you're waiting for the possibility of a decrease? Why not just do what you do in stock investing and kind of dollar cost average? You buy as things are getting a little bit better and a little bit better, and you keep buying. And then eventually you get to the point where you realize, okay, the fundamentals no longer support what I'm doing, so I'm going to stop. Well, guess what? The fundamentals still support real estate doing well. Even if it doesn't continue booming necessarily, the fundamentals support real estate staying at this level for a long, long time. We may not see crazy appreciation, but we are sure not going to see depreciation in today's environment. So another thing I hear people say is that they're waiting for the perfect property. They have this mindset of the exact perfect property. I talked about this in one of my previous videos about creating the buy box, and I highly suggest you go and listen to that because it talks about finding the right property, not the perfect property, because the perfect property doesn't exist. There are good properties for investing. You can find them at renttoretirement.com. You can find them by going out in your local market if you really want to do it yourself and build your own team. There are good quality properties out there, but there is no perfect property. People will look and look and look for anything that might be wrong with the deal to tell themselves they shouldn't do it. They'll look and they'll say, well, this one thing is slightly off, so I'm not going to do it. They're looking for there to be nothing wrong with the deal. But guess what? Something is always going to be wrong with the deal in some way. You've got to push through it. Also, some people wait until they form their entities. And look, asset protection is important. It can be incredibly important. But here's my question to you. If you're waiting months and months, I mean, my wife and I have set up our asset protection, and I still have paperwork from the LLCs sitting on my desk over here that's from 4 months ago. So my question to you is, if you're going to wait to do that, you're not going to get it done right now, what asset are you protecting? You don't have one. Your primary residence, not making you any money. So that's not really an asset. It's a nice thing to have sometimes, but it's not an asset. So what are you protecting? Get in the game. If you have one property, guess what? Your tenant's going to know who owns that property. They can find that out quick, fast, and in a hurry. So that one property, not the biggest deal. But if something happens, they're going to know you own that property. When you start getting into more and more properties, then maybe it's worth waiting a little bit to get that entity set up. But it's not worth waiting just to get started. And then there's the paralysis of analysis, the waiting until they know everything, waiting until they're 100% comfortable with the deal. But let me tell you something. Nobody is perfect at something the first time they do it. You know, you cause 80% of the damage you're going to do to something the first, 5-10 times you do it. But with real estate, you want to make sure that you're getting into a situation that will be good for you and that you know has minimal downside on your first deal. You want to have a very high percent chance of success. Maybe not, phenomenal returns that are going to blow away everything else, but you're going to be in a good position to make good returns and have a solid investment. The only way you can really learn is by doing. The only way you can make yourself a better investment and make your next property better and your next property better is starting with the one. So here's what you should actually be thinking as you're talking about getting started. What can I do today that I'll thank myself for next year? This time next year, you're going to look back at yourself today and you're going to say, thank you for what? Are you going to thank yourself for waiting? Are you going to thank yourself for doing? Are you going to thank yourself for a year of cash flow? Or are you going to thank yourself for holding on to your money and have it sit there in a bank account making 0.4% interest while our inflation is over 4, 5, 6%. Are you going to thank yourself for that? You also need to be thinking, where do I want to be financially in 5 years? And what can I do now to make that happen? If you don't have a plan for where you want to be, make one. Because if you're just on the road driving and thinking, I'll get there when I get there, and you don't know where you're going, then how do you know you're going in the right direction? Make a plan. Talk to me. Talk to David. Talk to Eric. Talk to somebody on the rent-to-retirement team. Talk to your neighbor for all I care. Make a plan. Talk to somebody about it and formulate, what are you doing this for? What is your goal? What is success? When are you going to know you're there? And the other thing you should be thinking is, what are my other options? And are they better than this? You look out at the investment landscape. You can look at stocks, you can look at cryptos, you can look at bonds, you can look at REITs, anything else. Just look out there and honestly evaluate them and say, I have to put my money somewhere. Is this the best option? What are my other choices? Maybe it's real estate to you, maybe it's not. I can't answer that for you. Only you can answer that. I know that I've looked at it and I've said, the only way I'm going to get there, the only way I'm going to get the returns I'm looking for, the cash flow I'm looking for, and still hold on to my assets is through real estate. So that's what we're doing personally. But you have to look at your other options, because holding on to your money and saving your way to wealth isn't going to do it for you. It's just not. That's not the way that people get wealthy. It's not the way the world works. So ask yourself, what are my other options? And are they better than this? So I hope this has been helpful. You need to be looking and striving and just take action. I mean, I don't know a better way to say it than that. It's just take action. There are so many things you can tell yourself to keep yourself from doing things. Flip it around and ask yourself, why am I not buying this property? Why am I not getting started? Why don't I want this cash flow in my pocket? Why don't I want this 15 to 20% return on investment on my money? Why don't you want it? And if you can give yourself a really good reason for why you don't want it, Okay. But can you? Alright, I hope it's been helpful. If you like this video, please click the like button. Let us know it's been helpful. If you have any questions or comments about the video, leave them below. We will get to them as soon as possible. Check us out at renttoretirement.com. That's renttoretirement.com. You can listen to our podcast there. You can get a hold of us to talk about, how to build your real estate team. You can talk to us about how to build your real estate portfolio. You can see our active inventory there on the website. You can also get the inventory sent to your phone at renttoretirement.com/hotlist. The most up-to-date is on the website at renttoretirement.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you on the next one.
Thanks for watching the Rent to Retirement YouTube channel. Check out some of our other videos, like this one, or this one here.